Hi, I'm Shandell from Rhoanna Digital Marketing, and today I'm going to teach you how to rank high in Google so we can flood your business with customers. Okay, so let's go over and I'll show you exactly what I do. Okay, so the first thing I do is I actually create myself a mind map. Now, this is a mind map of your business or my business. Now, so we've got our main topic in the middle is what you actually do. So if you're a naturopath, put the naturopath in the middle here. If you're a loan broker, put the loan broker in the middle here. Then around that, I want you to create 9 subtopics. So they're things that we would do or benefits we would give to the customer. So for me, it's email marketing, SEO, web design, social media marketing, content marketing. There's so much I do, but they're the main core that we want to put out to the customer at this point of time. Okay, so after we've done that, this is where it really gets exciting, and this is where the power actually starts. From here, we're going to get each one of our subjects or subtitles, I should say, and we're going to go over to Google and find out what people are asking, what questions are they asking about that topic. So what we're going to do with this is we're actually going to create a number of content. So by the end of this webinar tonight or today, we're going to end up with 90 pieces of content that you can deliver to your customer. Now, these 90 pieces of content are not going to be content that you think the customer needs to know. This 90 pieces of content is going to be things that the customer wants to know. And when you deliver the answers to what people are Googling, Google loves you and Google will put you up to the top because you're serving their purpose. Google wants to give their customers exactly what they're asking for and the best quality content at that. So we're going to create content which is exactly what customers are asking to please Google, so Google can go, yep, you're the one for me. I'm going to put you up the top of the list, and there you are. Okay, so let's go over and I'll show you how I exactly do this because there's a little bit of a trick. So first of all, I go to Google. So okay, we go over to Google and we write one of our subtopics in. So say I put SEO in. Now, as soon as I put my subtopic in as SEO, it gives me a list of questions. If I scroll down a little bit, it gives me a list of questions of what people are asking for, okay? So this is what Google is being very kind to me and saying, can you please write content about this because this is what my customers are searching for. This is what my customers are looking for. Can you please answer that question? So what I do then is I actually cut and paste or copy and paste these and I actually put them in my list here. Okay. If I scroll a little bit more down, sometimes this one's only got 4. Sometimes you'll get 10, 12, 14, 15 here. If you run out there, if you scroll right down the bottom, you'll actually find more. Okay. So make up your 10 out of them. If you're really, really stuck, from there, you can actually reword the SEO. You might actually be able to take out one of these, for example, go over to see, I've just taken keywords, see SEO keywords, scroll down, here's more questions. Here's more questions. So, really it's very, very easy to get these 10. Okay. So once we've got these 10, we need to know which one is more important to Google. So what one is more important to my these people asking? Okay, so how I actually figure that one out is we go back over to Google, because Google is the one asking the question. So we use Google, okay? So then I go over to the keyword planner. I get to this screen here. If you don't know how to get to keyword to here, what you do is you go, just type in Google keyword planner. It'll bring that up. You'll come to this page here where you've got a tool like a spanner. Just click on that and then you'll get to this page here. Now what we want is this one here, get search volume and forecasts. Okay, so then I click on that and we get this box that jumps up. Then I go back to my list. I'm just going to lose you for a minute, sorry to do that. And I'm just going to copy and paste them. Okay, so now I've copied and pasted them. I haven't done them all, but just to give you a few, I've copied and pasted them. Then I go get started down here. So then what Google is going to do is going to tell me how many people per month is going to are looking for these questions, okay, and who, how hard it is to rank for that. That's what I'm trying to say. So for example, here, only 10 to 100 people search that term per month, but it's got low competition. So in other words, you've got a small audience, but you've also got small competition. We're ideally looking for high audience, low competition. Okay, so just going down no questions. How do you see, how do you do SEO on a website? Again, only 10 to 100, so low audience, but high competition, okay? Again, freelancing 10 to 100, low audience, no competition, okay? Here we've got SEO marketing, we've got 1 to 1,000 with medium competition. So what does SEO mean? Again, low audience and low competition. So what we ideally would like to take out of that, we'd like to really ideally take out the ones with low competition and high audience. Now, out of that group, we haven't really got the perfect one, but what I would rather do is I'd rather take a little bit larger audience and medium competition, and then mix it through with a low audience and a low competition. So I'm kind of happy with them, but what I might do is go back to my list and just tick this one here as my first priority that I'm going to build out of a website or build a blog or content out of, that's what I was going to say. Okay, so that one there. So what is SEO in marketing? I'm just going to go back to my list. Just find that one again. And pop that in. Okay. What is SEO marketing? That one there. I'm just going to mark that one. Oops, no, that didn't work, did it? You have to excuse me. It's the first time I've used this whiteboard. I normally use Milan. But that's got all other stuff up on it at the moment, so I can't do that. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to mark somewhere there saying that's going to be my starting point. Okay, I'm just going to go, whoops, I've lost you. I'm just going to go back to the Google Keyword Planner for a minute. Just going to see if any of these are trending up or down. Okay, so as you see, there's really none here that I've chosen that are trending either way. What you'll find is in this 3-month change here, if it's a downtrend, it'll have a percentage of downtrend, so like -100 or -90 or -80. So they're the ones that I tend to put last on my list. If I've got one that's positive, 100, obviously then that goes higher up in the list. These here, I've got 0%, so they really haven't moved. They're stable. But this one here, although it hasn't got anything, it's got a plus to it. So it looks like it's kind of moving forward. This one's got high to it though. So I would tend to put that down last at my list at the moment because the competition is way too high or way too hot, I would say, for me to play in that game. So let's just go back. How do I do SEO on the website? And I'm going to take this one too because this is a plus. So how do beginners do SEO? Okay, so see if I can remember those two. Let's go back to my sheet. And now I've got that up. Move that in. So the one that was a little bit, sorry, I'll just move you out of the way, or move that out of the way, I should say. So the one that I actually didn't like at all, which has got high competition, is how do you SEO on a website? How do you SEO on a website? That's that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do, some other indication to say that's going to be last. And the one I thought could go second in my list is how do beginners do SEO? Sorry, I can't talk today, can I? Just move that. Okay, don't know how I copy and paste that one. Now let's do SEO. Okay, I'm going to mark that as a number 2. There we go. So this will be number 1, and this will be last. Okay, so what I do now, everything else is pretty neutral. What I can do is I can actually go back over to Google. So let's just go back over to Google. And have a look over Google search. And because none of those really were too exciting for me, I can actually look for other things that are similar, which I've got here, like I said, keyword surfer. That'll give me some more options here, and it gives me some search volume as well, which really helps. But if you don't have that keyword surfer, that's just a free Chrome extension if that helps. You can just keep on doing this, what I'm doing here. So I didn't choose all of these, so I might be able to go back and actually have a look at some more from over Google, some more questions that people are asking, and see if they can hit the target a little bit better, a bit higher people coming in and a bit less competition. So I want to find that high-ish, over 1,000 to 2,000, people coming in per month, but, low competition there. So I'll just keep on searching through these questions and until I find 10 that, hit that sweet spot or close to that sweet spot, or we've got at least 1, 2, 3, or 4 that are hitting that sweet spot. Now, don't remember you can actually dig into these a little bit deeper to find these questions. So is SEO hard to learn? You say that was, not where we want to go. We can also put that, so say that on Google keywords didn't come up. We can put that in another keyword search. Oops, that's not going to do it. And see what questions that come up, and then put that into the keyword planner and see what that comes up. So we're really just on this search for high traffic, low competition. When we have 10 that do that, then we can actually then go over and make some content out of that. Just going back to my whiteboard, I am just going to show you quickly what you're going to end up with. Okay, so if we do this, if we find these 10 questions with high traffic, low competition on every one of these subjects, okay, upload it to Google in some way. Remember, Google owns YouTube as well, so it can be a YouTube video. You upload it to Google, all of a sudden you look like an expert to Google. Okay, you're asking the questions that are asked, you're answering the questions that people are asking, and you have a broad range, or a nice broad range in your topic. So in other words, you're showing Google that you know your topic well, you're experiencing your topic, and you're answering the questions that are put out there. Now that alone gets Google buzzing, straight up. You're ticking all their boxes. You're an expert and you're answering the questions. You're pleasing my customers. What we can also do then is when you write these blogs, we can actually cross-reference to these. Okay, so for example, what does SEO mean? What can we do with that? SEO means, say for example, SEO, we could cross over to web design. So we can do backlinks back across to, our other topics that build your expertise even more in Google's eyes. Now, the other bonus we can do as well to really please Google, to really get Google excited and put you up the front and think you're absolutely wonderful, is we can actually create a YouTube video. Google owns YouTube, remember? We can create a blog. Google owns Google, remember? And we can actually put our YouTube video on our blog. So I don't know if you've ever been into a website where you've got the blog down the bottom and a video at the top. Perfect. So what happens then is if you put in your description in the YouTube videos, the links to your blog, and you've got the link on your blog to your YouTube video, you're now creating some more backlinks. Now, I'm not sure if you are aware of the importance of backlinks, but the more backlinks you got, the better Google loves you, okay? We'll talk about backlinks another thing because that's a whole subject on its own, right? But right now, just start this process Get your main topic in the middle, create 9 subtopics around it. From each of those topics, you want to go over to Google and find out what questions are being asked. Then go to the keyword planner and find out which ones more people are looking for, so high traffic, but low competition. So we don't want everyone sprouting about that subject. We want just you sprouting about that subject, but lots of people asking that one question. So you're the only one standing at the top of the podium, and you've got lots of audience. So hopefully that makes sense to you, and hopefully that helps you out. But I'm sure that will definitely make you top of the list of everything. So when people are searching in Google, that they'll find you. Remember what Google is. Google is intent advertising. So people have an intention when they go to Google, and you're the answer, you're the solving, you've got the expertise, you've got all the answers, you're the obvious choice to be their servant. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next time. Bye.